My name is Patrick Morales. I'm going to be going over the problems with the NSA, which is the National Security Agency. Next. The National Security Agency, or the NSA, it's a government program that surveys different phone calls, internet activity, and search for terrorism. Next. Now, the pros of the NSA is that it protects against terrorists. There's a few quotes by Mark A. Thiessen, who is a reporter of the Washington Times. He's basically saying that terrorism can only be stopped by interrogation, by infiltrating terrorist groups such as Al-Qaeda, or by monitoring phone calls and internet activity in search for terrorists. Now, this is reasons why the NSA should be allowed, that is given by different government websites and by different people that are in support of the NSA. They're saying that you have nothing to hide. They're also saying that national surveillance is necessary for security, surveillance and data collection does not invade privacy, and that the government does not abuse surveillance. Now, the idea of nothing to hide is very controversial to me. Even if you have nothing to hide, privacy is a basic human right that you should have. That people should not be able to know everything about you, even if it's in small details. Although the government, they do need search warrants in it to be able to hear your phone calls and be able to access your internet security, they're still getting small packets called metadata, which still reveals some things about you. Now, whenever they see this metadata, it can show a lot of false positives and it can distort a picture about you, even if you're doing a completely innocent act. Next. Now, national security is necessary. National surveillance is necessary for security. The problem with taking metadata of every single person's phone call, it's almost as if they are guilty before they even see any evidence of them doing something wrong. Although I may stop some terrorist attacks, it does not seem like an efficient way of doing this. Also, surveying every single person, even if it's just metadata, seems to almost be against the Fourth Amendment, which says that you cannot spy on every single citizen, that you must only spy on suspected terrorist groups. Now, the argument that surveillance and data collection does not invade privacy. The problem is that some of your internet activity is being traced. Keywords that you say, such as bomb, such as terrorist, those are tracked and you're put into a suspicious label, even if you have completely innocent things. So now these people can spy on you. They can also see your GPS location to see which places you go to, which places you visit more often, to be able to see that. Credit card purchases can be shown. And now, although a warrant is usually needed to collect data, sometimes these warrants are very easy to get and they can start monitoring phone calls much easier than you would think. Now, the notion that government does not abuse surveillance, that has been shown a few times that this is completely untrue. A CIA program called HT-Lingual, this was a program set in the 1950s that intercepted any mail going to the Soviet Union or going to China so that the government could open this mail, see what was written in it to see if there was any acts of terrorism in there or espionage. There's also COINTELPRO. This was an FBI effort to stop groups such as the MLK, such as women groups, such as anti-war groups. Now, these groups were completely in the right. They were fighting for more rights and everything, but the FBI was continually trying to stop them by monitoring where they were going, monitoring any mail they were sending. There was also Operation Chaos, which tried to stop groups such as the Democratic Society, such as the Black Panther Party, and the Women's Strike for Peace. These were, although some of the groups had bad intentions, just because you don't like it doesn't mean you can continually try to monitor them, to spy on them, and to stop them if they are not showing any terrorist activity. This is also happening now with some of the NSA wiretapping, where they get warrants fairly easily and monitor phone calls, even if the person is innocent. So in conclusion, there must be a better way, instead of using the NSA to stop acts of terrorism, and that terrorism is really not a substantial thing to do. It's not a substantial risk for Americans as the government would like you to believe. All right, thank you all for coming. Any questions? No? All right, thank you all.